Well, everyone, welcome to a immigration live Q&A on the road today. I'm up in Calgary with my family, and I'm just going to do a short one today. Obviously, I'm not sure the the feed here. I tried to lower the resolution so that we could actually communicate and that the feed would work given the low bandwidth here. So hopefully this works today. I'm Canadian immigration lawyer Mark Holthe, and this is the Canada Immigration Live Q&A. So I see there are a lot of people that are tuning in. We're a little bit late here. And yes, technically, Amy, I did just wake up. So actually, no, I did. I've been up for a while. I just never bothered to comb my hair, so it's all good. Hello to Kimmy. Good to see you. All of you. Now is the time to share your successes and share your wins, if you want to call it that. And let's start off with Saleha. She says, I got my COPR and passport. I owe you a thanks and appreciation. I did my process myself, but had a session with you, which helped a lot. Lots of love. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Saleha. I really, really appreciate that. And when she's referring to the session, let's see if we can hit the right one here. I've got so much going on here. Right here on our Holthe Immigration Law website, you can just click right on this link and it'll take you to book a consult, and you can book a consult with one of us. And that is exactly what our good friend here, Saleha, did. And so congratulations to you. That is so exciting. And I know lots of people are getting their landings. There's lots of people that are freaking out right now as well, isn't there? Because of some news articles and reports saying that potentially one option that the Liberal government is looking at is just reducing the backlog, just basically returning people's applications, which right now I am very, very shocked. I would be very shocked to see that happen. But hey, there's fear mongers all over the place, and that's kind of what we're seeing. So hang tight. Trust me, if there's even a hint of that happening, I'll let you guys know. But I really, really don't see that happening. Yes, Anurag, it is a surprise live stream. We weren't going to do it because I'm away, and tomorrow I will be back in the office, and we'll see what time I get back. I'm not sure. Alicia is away this week, so we may not have her live Q&A tomorrow. That's where I wanted to jump on right now. I'm happy to see that the Express Entry Law private Facebook group, we've got some people watching there. LinkedIn didn't seem like it was working this morning when I tried to connect this stream and set things up. So good to see you, Gaurav. And Noor says, hey, Mark, hope you're doing great. Well, I finally got the OINP nomination after sitting in the pool for more than 1 year. Wow. Reduced score with bachelor instead of master's. I'm now AOR April 8th. That is fantastic. I'm so, so very, very happy for you. I better give you one of these ones here. All right. And then we've got Ahmed. He's tuning in down from Virginia. Good to see you. And then Vishvesh says, amazing thing happened is I'm watching the live and I received e-COPR. Oh, look at all these celebrations we can have here. This is awesome. Good for you as well. Fantastic. And hey, for those who are listening on the Canadian Immigration Podcast, I think we're probably going to spin this one out for you guys as well. Vishvesh says that he's watching the live and he received the e-COPR. Thank you so much, Mark. Can't thank you enough. Hey, this is the reason why I do what I do. This is so, so cool. So thank you, everybody, for sharing your wins. Yeah, it's just so, so exciting. I love hearing the success of people, especially when there's been so much to be just frustrated and disappointed with. It's so great to see, especially those of you who've been following and watching for years, to now see these successes. So congratulations. So very, very cool. Okay. Let's see. Let's zip through here. And Saleha says, right back at you, Mark. Thanks. See you in Canada soon. That's awesome. Okay, let's go through a few more little shout outs here. Nisha, good to see you. And let's see what else we've got here. Oh, and Callum. Callum, you've got a new profile picture. You don't have that painted one, that Indian holiday celebration. I can't remember what it's called. So Callum's got a new profile picture. Or maybe this is just your Facebook one. He says, on the flight right now to Calgary, I've got your gift, so I'll just send it to you in the post once I get settled. Well, I am here in Calgary right now, Callum. And that's so very, very kind. I'm just so excited. What a wonderful day. I'm glad I decided to do this live. I wasn't going to do it, but my family or my wife and my daughter are very, very supportive. And so, yes, so we're doing a live. And I also got a notification from the Law Society just before I got on the live stream, came into my inbox. So I have approximately 5 days to now respond to an audit that they're doing of my trust account. So pretty excited about that. Actually, no, I'm not. But and this is this is the difference. Like the Law Society across the country, they periodically select individuals and firms to audit their trust account to make sure that they're doing everything 100% above board. I wish that the Immigration Consultant Association had the same thing, that they had auditors that would go in and audit the records of the consultants just to make sure that those that are doing a crappy job and are not being honest, that that they're held to task so that the good consultants can flourish and the bad consultants can get out of there. And lawyers that have problems with their law societies, they get disbarred when there's mismanagement of trust funds. So it's very, very serious. And just like a lawyer, I don't want my industry to be polluted with lawyers that are just scammers. In the same light, I'm sure the good immigration consultants out there feel the same way and would love to see the bad ones get launched. So there we go. So I'm not really excited about that, but it's the first time in 16 years I've ever been audited. But hey, there we go. But we're ready for them. We're ready for them. Okay, let's see here. I'll just jump down a couple more and okay, Mark says, good morning, sir. Twitter was working good. Okay, good, Twitter. Hey, that's awesome. We've got Muhammad, who's Abu Bakar from Pakistan. Nice to see you as well. And all right, let's jump into some questions here. Okay, so JB says, hi, sir. We got our W-1 worker visa stamped for 2 years. When we land, do we have to carry goods to follow list for upcoming back home travels? No, not in the context of a work entry, a temporary entry. It's only when you are classified as, I guess, under customs law, a settler, where you're actually coming to live in Canada permanently. That's when you deal with those kinds of things. So not when you're coming as a worker, because you're just here temporarily. All right, next question is from Zeal. Zeal says, hey Mark, I have biometrics, medical, and police clearance certificate that I gave, but still waiting on eligibility and background check to pass. Not sure what to do at this point as 1 year has passed. I emailed MOP, ATIP. You know what, Zeal, this is life. Like, and we've gone through here, we've looked at the processing times, and all of you can do the same thing. Let me flip over here and just see if we can get this up and so that you guys can see it. Yeah, looks like it's clear. So all you have to do is IRCC processing times, and they actually do have them relatively accurate now. So if we go into here and we select permanent economic immigration, and let's just go with the federal skilled worker, okay? Skilled workers federal, get time, you can see where it's at. They're listing 27 months. So if you're telling me, my friend, that you're at about a year and you're wondering what's happening, well, there's your answer. It's because everything is slowed to a halt. Okay, Saleh says, Mark, did you press a celebration for me? Did I miss it? Cheers. Well, you get an applause. You get an applause, absolutely, Saleh. Awesome. All right, Cheryl, it's good to see you tuning in on the Canadian Immigration Institute Facebook page. It's good to see you. And okay, we got a question from the Express Entry Law private Facebook group. Hi, Mark, can you tell why London Visa Office is not working as compared to other VOs? Well, I'm sure it is, but volumes, everything from the Ukraine crisis to all the others, is causing huge backlogs in many visa offices overseas. And I want to encourage all of you guys, in light of the processing time which I've just shared with you, you need to understand that everything is just completely upside down right now when it comes to immigration. And if you look at the I'm just going to flip over here to my screen and share it with you guys again. When you looked at our YouTube channel right here, you guys have to watch this, okay? This is scheduled for 1. I'm actually coming home early tomorrow in order to do this with Will. So this is how the use of artificial intelligence might displace Chinook. And you'll remember Chinook was the system that immigration has been using for study permits and some visitor visas, in China and India, to fast track and bulk process. And Will's got some great intel that he's going to share regarding this on tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So make sure that you click on your reminder and join me over there with Will. This is one that you're not going to want to miss. Remember, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and well, it's probably 1:30 a.m. It's a little bit late for everyone that is over in Asia Pacific, India. Okay. All right, George, good to see you. Hi, from Lebanon. You're visiting. Okay, that's great. Good to see you, George. Kalpesh, Facebook user, says hello. And yes, Saleh, it's the Holly Festival. So Callum, I think maybe it's his YouTube profile. He was tuning in with Facebook. But that's cool that he's on a plane already. Okay, what does expanding pathway for international students mean in mandate letter? It just means that the government recognizes, although we're not seeing it, right? And this is where call out the minister, call out the immigration department. They say that they're expanding pathways for students. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means that they do, according to where they're putting the money, or at least allegedly putting the money, see international students as a priority. So they have a whole variety of things that they're contemplating and thinking about. But even in my meeting with the minister, he confirmed that of all the immigrants, international students are some of the best suited to settle and be successful in Canada. And so the government is placing priority on that. Ultimately, what direction they're going to go, we'll just have to see. What is an expanding pathway for international students? Well, they could open up more points allocated to them under the express entry system. We, as a Canadian Bar Association immigration section, provided submissions on kind of a CEC plus program that would be focused more on international students. They could create something specifically for international students like they did with the TR to PR pathway. So all of those are on the table, and we'll just have to see where it goes. Okay. Shale says, is there any hope for a TR to PR equivalent this year? Well, for sure. I guess anything is possible. But everything, when it comes to the processing times, all the backlogs, boy, I think the likelihood of it happening is lower. But it is possible. All right, let's see what else we have here. Okay, Snea says, "Hey, how can I get a complete copy of my application submitted by my consultant in 2018?" Well, ask your consultant. That's the first point that I would do. You've retained that consultant. They are authorized by immigration to represent you for a fee. They have to maintain copies and records of what was submitted. I would ask them. I'd go straight to them. Otherwise, you have to do a GCMS request and request the full file material. You need your file number, you need your UCI number, every other identifier you can, and then you submit that access to information request. Now, if you're not in Canada, you need someone to do that, and we do that for people all the time. All you have to do is slide over to our I'll just slide over here once again to our website and just click speak to a lawyer, and that's the starting point when you book a consult. And we do that for our clients all the time, and we can even help within that request. We don't just simply request. We also spend 15 minutes after to basically dissect it and give you the results of it. Okay, let's see here. Udara says, "Hey, will OINP upper bound go up for tech draws as well? My CRS score is 465. Should I bother to increase it to be selected?" Well, I'll tell you guys something. In every single situation, maximize your score. Don't artificially try to suppress it. You guys have seen previous draws that they are no longer, being bound to that narrow frame because they can see that the only reason they selected the 460s, the OINP, was because that was slightly below where all of the federal draws were happening for no program specified draws. That's why they selected that band. But that's not the case anymore. Like, where's it going to sit? Is it going to be over 500 for the first few draws? Well, then, so I think the OINP, that's no longer going to be something that they're going to adhere to, but we'll just have to see. It's hard to tell for sure. Okay, nice to be here. Is Chinook being used for startup visa work permits? Okay, so this is once again where I will slide right back here and I will tell you right there to go subscribe and watch this, and we will talk about this with Will and I tomorrow at 1 p.m. and we'll give you some more intel on that, so make sure you block that off. Okay, all right. Yes, Cheryl, the processing times are horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I don't even know what to say anymore. We've talked about this ad nauseum. Okay, do you think there's a chance to get an ITA through FSW this year with a CRS of 481? It's hard to say, Sarah. The question, the minister said that they plan to resume draws within the spring. Well, like I said, I think June 20th is the last day of spring. So we're watching and waiting. All right, Shirag says, me and my wife gave biometrics March 2021, I think, but in GCMS it says fingerprints not captured due to skin conditions. IRCC auto message says they have not got bios. Please advise. Book a consult, Shrek. This is not something that I can advise you over here. I need a whole lot more information as to what's happened. So book a consultation and we can talk about that. Okay. Yes, Zeal, hang in there. TR to PR pathway. They've got spots open for even 2023 to land people. So hang in there. Okay. Updates on the backlog. They're working through it. They're working through the federal high skill backlog, Sarah. And as you can see, people are getting their confirmations of permanent residence. They're getting their e-copers. Things are moving forward. It's just that the backlogs, especially in Europe, now they've got all of these Canada-Ukraine authorization for emergency travel in Europe, and then in India, it's just massive overload. So many people wanting to come through. Okay. All right. And I will echo Sarah's comment here that says, stop spamming the comments, dude. Yes. So there you go, Shirag. Please stop. Okay. Raj says, sir, embassy demanded my passport and closed work permit case in December 15th, but no info yet. Raised web form. It told case under review. What's the meaning of it? Raj, this is a huge issue. If case is under review, it means they've got some questions about your application. And what do? Well, let's see if I can find it right here. Book a consultation so we can look at that. It's definitely not something that we can deal with here, okay? So I recommend you book a consult, Raj, so we can sort through this. Okay, so Rima over on Facebook, she says, AOR April 2020, recent GCMS note showed file didn't touch since 2020, August. I'm losing hope now. What do you suggest? Well, you just wait. The processing times are 27 months, right? That's what it says, 27 months. And I have to assume that they're going to cull that backlog and that it's going to get reduced. But that's it. So the only options that you have, Rima, as distasteful as it is that you just hang in there and just try to be as patient as you can. All right. This Facebook user over in the Express Entry Law private Facebook group says, a lot of love from Pakistan. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Saleha says, thank you. My mother pressed submit on my app on November 18th, 2020 when I got it. She's passed away. Oh, that breaks my heart. This is her dream. So thank you, Mark and team and everyone on this platform for the amazing energy. Wow. And wow. I already got my Coper, but I am so hooked to this platform that I'm here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that support, Saleha. And wow, I know your mother's looking down from heaven and she's so happy for you. Now you take it and you make the best of it. You make Canada that much better because you are here. Okay. All right. So here's another question. When people ask about, hey, how do I immigrate to Canada? So at Afila, what I recommend is that you book a consult and we can go through it. We can talk about the options. He says, how can I move to Canada as students with my wife? How much and the process? I am a Nigerian. So yeah, consultation, and you can talk to Alicia, Chanel, myself. Just click on the link below and you can book a consult. All right. Let's see. Okay, this is a tricky one too, Manasa. He says, hello, please, if I am a Lebanese citizen studying dentistry online from Ukraine and have a clinical rotation in Canada, how can I prove that when I finish I'm coming back home? That is way more complex, Manasa, than we're going to be able to answer here. So I'm going to once again have to tell you to book a consult. Okay. Okay, and then we've got someone who's posting junk there. All right. Okay, Karthik says, I got an ADR for police clearance and Schedule A, also re-medical request. Does this mean my PR file's in the final stage? Post-submission of docs, can I expect PPR? Yeah, this means they're looking to update your file, Karthik, and that you are well on your way. You're in the final stretches. You're in that last stretch down the track, that final sprint stage to the end. Okay. All right, so Mark, out of 85,000, how many applications are left? Please tell. For work permit application. That's not something that I really know, I'll be honest. I don't have an answer for that one. Okay, Armin says, greetings from Montreal. One of those with expiring postgrad work permit here. about the job with which I can stay here. Does it have to be a full-time 1-year contract, or a shorter period also works? Thanks. Well, you can get approval for a labor market impact assessment if that's the direction you're going. You can get it for 6 months or however long that the employer is willing to do. It's just that it takes so long to get the approval and the expenses and the costs, but there's no restriction per se on a labor market impact assessment, but it does have to be full-time. So they will very rarely issue an LMIA for anything less than full-time, which is 30 hours per week. Okay. Yes. So Yasser, I do not believe express entry is ever going to go away. It's just the process and how they're going to award points and how they're going to prioritize. That's the question. Express entry is not going anywhere. All right. Let's see what's next here. Okay, I love Gunnar Boy. Okay, Gunnar Boy says, "Hi Mark, I hope you're having a great day. Your video on OINP was helpful and it gave me a picture even though it offered me no path. Hope CEC draws resume before June, or hope they extend postgrad work permit." Thank you. And remember that we uploaded that one, and I'm going to share this as well, and we're just about ready to wrap up here. You can see here we've got the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program crash course. So this was Chanel, and we also have on our firm website, if you go to resources and always head back here, you guys, in here we have the provincial nominations immigrating to Ontario through the ONP. Alicia and I are also, we've got non-accompanying, a special blog post and corresponding videos. We usually try to do them both. We'll have Alicia and I are going to record the episode associated with her blog post on the pros and cons of listing your spouse as non-accompanying in an EE application. You got to definitely check that out. But there's videos that are associated with it. And this one here, top 10 reasons your Canada study permit is refused. You absolutely have to check that one out as well. Okay, so I'm keep pushing you guys back to that because there are so many more resources than just these lives, or for those who are listening to the Canadian Immigration Podcast, the audio version, you can always go back to holthylaw.com and check out the blog posts. Okay. Yeah, okay, here's a good question. This is from Henry. Henry Danger. He says, "I'm Nigerian who lived in Mauritius for 3 years plus. I'm now in my home country, so presumably back in Nigeria, trying to apply for PCC. I was told I have to fly back to apply in person. Is there a way around this?" This is something that we see in some countries. Sometimes there isn't. Sometimes you can get someone and give them a power of attorney to do that on your behalf. But yeah, every country in the world has their own rules, and some of them, there just isn't a way to do it virtually. So I'm not aware of a workaround, Henry. There may be, but I'm just not aware of it. Okay. Okay, Soleil says, "I will also be playing cricket in Canadian women national team." Hey, that's awesome, Soleil. That's so, so wonderful. Armin, you're very, very welcome. He says, "Thank you very, very much." Okay. All right, here's a good question from Sarah, and then we'll answer one more question and we'll wrap it up. So Sarah says, "Is it necessary that my NOC matches my degree? I have a master's in education, but I have a 1-year experience in web design without degree. Can I apply with a web design? Love from Morocco." For the purposes of calculating foreign work experience, education does not have to match. It doesn't. You just need to show that you've performed all the activities in the lead statement on that NOC profile description, and that you've performed a substantial number of the main duties, which is about 75%. So no, there isn't. You don't have to have a link. But if you say you're an astrophysicist and you have no education whatsoever, they may question whether or not that's actually legitimate. So that's really where it comes into play. Okay, we'll finish off here. Well, I'll hit Kadia. She says, "I really appreciate the day. I came across your post. Very informative. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much." Okay, last question from Rohit. Says, "Hey Mark, nice to meet you. I received an update on IRCC website that my GTS work permit has been picked up for review. Yes, but received no email. It's been more than a month, but still no more update. It takes a long time. Those reviews take a long time. And why do they do them? Sometimes it's pure for program integrity purposes. They're just doing a more thorough audit. Sometimes there's something that you put in there that triggers it. It's hard to say, but yeah, it's not surprising that it could be a number of more months. All right. Okay, let's see if I can find my audio here and flip this on again. quiet little wrap up here in the background. Okay, so Henry says thank you. You're very, very welcome. And Thesura, I'm joining today from Philadelphia. Very cool, Thesura. Thanks for joining. And then he says, please respond to my question. You missed it. Okay, here's the thing. Not all questions I can hear here in my feed. And obviously, stay tuned. Next Wednesday, same time. Thursday, yes, since even the low resolution revival okay. Wrap that up. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And oh, I'm going to turn this off. Turn off the sound effect because everybody says we can't hear you. So I think what happened was the moment I started to turn on the background music, then it must have blocked out my audio here. So I think you guys can. I think you can. That's hilarious. I love this. Audio not working. I think we're okay now. I think we got it sorted out. Okay. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, everybody else. Good to see you. And we'll be back again next week or maybe tomorrow. We'll see. All right. Mark Holthy, Canadian immigration lawyer, signing off. Thanking you guys all for being here. See you later.